Hey guys, what's going on? This is Fred2266 here. I decided to read a new story today. Lisa Aaron Wolf's second fan fiction, sequel to Twilight Sleepless Nights, the Starbloom Chronicles. Because I am in consideration for proofreading and editing the chapters on this story. Because you see it's currently on hiatus. And, well, if it's good, of course, I don't want it to be on hiatus. And even if not, Lisa Aaron Wolf is my buddy. And I want to help with this story as much as I can. I'm not a professional, but you know what? I've proofread enough in my life to know how it is. So, I decided if I want to know what I have to fix, I might as well read this fan fiction. We'll see how many grammar mistakes there are. I don't know. I don't know what to expect. A few weeks after Twilight's bad dreams end, a small filly arrives in Ponyville, and Twilight seems to know who she is. Even stranger, the filly looks a lot like Twilight, just without a horn. This is a sequel to Twilight Sleepless Nights. How will Starbloom take to life in Ponyville as a filly, and worse, going back to school? She'll probably get bullied by Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon. Or just Silver Spoon, because she sucks, and Diamond Tiara is an angel. We'll see. Chapter 1 is entitled Hornless Twilight arrives. And then dash Starbloom. Chapter 1, First Day of School. It had been close to a week since Twilight had stopped having a dream, and things seemed to have gotten back to normal. Well, as normal as things got in Ponyville, but Twilight also seemed to be getting ready for someone. She had cleaned out a spot in her treehouse and an extra bed put in. Though she would not explain too much about it, her friends still helped her get the new room set up. When a small filly arrived in town, everyone was curious about her. She seemed to be a lot younger than Apple Bloom. A little younger than Apple Bloom and the other Cutie Mark Crusaders, but she was traveling alone. The most surprising thing, however, was how much she looked like Twilight Sparkle. She had the same coloring, her mane, eyes, and fur color was identical to Twilight. The real difference was that she was an Earth pony, and she had a patch of gray fur on her flank where a cutie mark would be. She also had a patch of gray fur on her head, where a horn would be if she had been a unicorn. When the young filly came into town, Twilight went to meet her and started to talk to her with her before taking her back to the library, which shocked all of her friends. It wasn't that she was bad with kids, it was that she never seemed to be the type to let one stay with her. The little filly herself seemed pleased with the idea, so no one protested. "You finally made it," Twilight said to the young filly, smiling at her. "How was your trip here?" she asked as she brought the filly up into the library. Spike saw away in Canterlot, so they was alone for now. He would definitely be in for a surprise when he got back. It was a good long walking here from Canterlot, though, the filly replied to the question, looking up at Twilight as she walked with her. "I also decided on a new name, so it won't be confusing." She looked back at her flank. Lack of her cutie mark still hurt. "Oh?" Twilight asked, looking back at her before frowning a bit. "Don't focus on it. I know it's hard, but you have to look forward to the future. You've been given a second chance." "We've been given a second chance." The small filly nods, looking back at Twilight. "I know, and I'm grateful. It still hurts remembering the past and who I once was." She took a deep breath, then smiles at her. "Thank you for bringing me here from the world I was in. I still don't know how everything went so wrong." She had a few tears in her eyes, biting her bottom lip. Then she looks up at Twilight, fighting back the memories and smiles. "But the name I picked for myself is Starbloom." "That's a good name, Starbloom. Calling you Twilight as well would have been confusing for everyone and rather hard to explain," Twilight said, taking Starbloom up to look around the room as she had gotten ready for her. Even with the new name, she saw her friends had a lot of questions for her about Starbloom and why she was here. She'd have to decide what to tell them, but that could wait till tomorrow. "Or you could just tell them the truth, since they're your friends. I mean, that's why you're not the element of honesty. You're the element of butts." "Yeah, that'd be me." "Never mind." Starbloom looked around the room Twilight had set up for her. She could see some of her old friends in the room. Rarity, Applejack, Rainbow Dash, Fluttershy, and Pinkie Pie had all helped. She could tell by the decorations. She looks back at Twilight and smiles. "This is great, Twilight. Thank you." "You're welcome, Starbloom. But now it's time for bed. Got an early morning tomorrow." Twilight gave her a small grin. "Tomorrow you start school. You start hell, basically." Starbloom blinks a few times. "School? I'm the same age as you. Oh, wait." She looks at herself in the mirror. "That's right. I'm a filly again." She blushed a bit, having forgotten what had happened to her for a minute. "Luckily, I'm young enough where it won't look weird when I try to write with my mouth." Twilight smiled at her, helping into her bed. using her magic to pull the covers over her. That's right, we never did learn that. Always have magic to do all that. Maybe I should teach myself muzzle riding so I can help you learn. Starbloom didn't answer, though. As soon as she lay down in bed, she was out like a light, the trip finally catching up with her. Twilight just smiles at her and puts out the lights before leaving Starbloom's room and heading down the stairs to the main hall of the library. Sleep well, Starbloom. She went over to her desk and started to use her magic to get a parchment. Instead, she stops herself and instead uses her muzzle to get one, carefully taking it down and putting it on the desk, using her hooves to place it. She then gets a pencil and holds it, doing her best. She starts to teach herself how to write without using magic. Morning! Twilight had spent most of the night doing her best to learn how to write with her muzzle instead of using magic. It had been hard, but before she fell asleep she was getting better at it. Without spite, she almost slept in, but she did manage to get up early enough to get Starbloom up and ready for her first day of school in Ponyville. Starbloom woke up tired, but ready to start the day. She was out of bed quick after being woken up and headed downstairs, having a quick breakfast of sliced fruit and apple juice. Apple juice! They both left the library and started to walk towards the school. Are you ready for this, Starbloom? Yes, I am, Twilight, she smiled as she walked with her, looking around quietly. This Ponyville was just like the one she was used to, though some things were different, some small details like the coloring of Sugar Cube Corner. A few of the trees were different species, and the restaurant she normally too was in a different place. She looks back and looking at Twilight's old saddlebags, smiling that was the same as her own in her world. Alright. After reaching the school, they met with Cheerily and talked with her about getting Twilight enrolled into the school. For her name is Starbloom. You trying to confuse me, huh? It was simple enough. It was early, so by the time they finished, the fillies and colts started to show up. Have fun, Starbloom. I'll see you after school. Starbloom smiles at Twilight. See you after school, Twilight. She watches as Twilight headed back home. She looks at the other fillies and colts as they got to school. She started to feel a bit nervous until she saw Applebloom, Scootaloo, and Sweetiebelle arriving. She was about to go say hi to them, then remembered. She wasn't supposed to know who they are, so she stayed put watching as they went inside. She went in as well. Cheerily asked her to wait before taking a seat, so she did, standing her as the rest of the students came inside. There's a piece of hair in my glasses. Ah, it's annoying. Whatever, I can read. Annoyingly, but I can do it. Okay, Miss Cheerily's voice. Oh, God. Good morning, class. I'd like to introduce to you a new student today. Her name is Starbloom. I should know how to do this. I've done Ice Cube read stories to the Ponyville school children, so I should know Cheerily's voice. She's from Canterlot. Say hello, class, Cheerily said in her cheerful tone, smiling down at Starbloom. Starbloom gave a nervous smile back before looking back at the class. They all said hello to her in a cheerful, hello, Starbloom. That's cheerful. Cheerily continued speaking. Now, who would like to help our new friend get settled into class? At first, no one said anything before Applebloom raised a hoof. We will, Miss Cheerily, she said, indicating to Sweetiebelle and Scootaloo, who all gave enthusiastic nod in agreement. All right, girls. Thank you so much, Miss Cheerily, before looking at Starbloom. Go ahead and find a seat. Please sit next to Diamond Tiara. There's a free one over next to Twist. You're screwed. Oh, that sucks. You gotta sit by Twist. I'm sorry. I feel bad for poor little Starbloom. She doesn't deserve this. She just doesn't deserve that. Starbloom smiled at her before she headed over to the seat and found a spot for her saddlebags before taking a seat and readied herself for the first day of class in a normal school. Ms. Cheerily gave her some special help with muzzle riding, since Twilight told her Starbloom didn't know how yet, but she picked it up quick, faster than Twilight had the night before, in fact. Because she's smarter. Afternoon. Did she get bullied yet? That'd be great. I mean, great so Diamond Tiara can punch Silver Spoon in the face and kill her. I mean, that's the only reason why. So I hope she gets bullied for that reason only. Starbloom had been nervous most of the day, but started to relax as the day went on. She did her very best to hide her true intelligence from the class, and Miss Cheerily, though, worried people would start to ask questions about it. Soon lunchtime came, and she headed outside to enjoy the day and have her lunch. She had thought she'd have lunch alone, but Student Cutie Mark Crusaders and Diamond Tiara showed up at her table and joined her. I'm sorry. You should be able to figure out why I'm laughing. How am I going to say this? Hi, Starbloom, all three said in unison. I don't know how to mix their voices up. Before joining her at the table, each putting their lunches on the table Starbloom sat. She watched all three in amusement, finding it hard to remember a time when she was little having friends like these three. So, Starbloom, you're enjoying yourself here. Oh, that's a question, but there's no question mark. I should not be laughing this much. This is serious. I'm proofreading. So, Starbloom, you enjoying yourself here? Sweetie Belle asked her before munching on an apple stick. Apple stick? Apple stick? A stick made of apples. Huh. Never. That's weird. Apple Bloom given her. Yes, it's very nice. Different from Canterlot, though, Starbloom replied, smiling, a bit nervous about the questions, but doing her best to answer honestly, without giving too much away. So you're staying with Twilight? Isn't that kind of boring living in a library? Scootaloo asked between bites of a daisy sandwich. Starbloom hid her annoyance at the question. Not at all. I enjoy reading. Especially the Daring Do series of books. She had hoped mentioning Daring Do would make Scootaloo think twice about libraries being boring. Applebloom had actually been pretty quiet during most of the conversation, but she spoke up now. Hey, how would you like joining Cutie Mark Crusaders? She has a cutie mark! It's burnt fur, and it's gray. Course, duh, dummy. I just skimmed through the paragraph and I saw Diamond Tiara's name. That's all I'm going to say. I didn't read it, I just saw her name. Now I'm happy. I'm excited for the best. How would you like to join the Cutie Mark Crusaders? She asked suddenly, and to the surprise of Sweetie Belle and Scootaloo. Starbloom herself was pretty surprised by the question. She knew they took in new members like Babs, but that was Applebloom's cousin. And Starbloom was not Applebloom's cousin, apparently, but I did not know that. Starbloom was just about to answer when she heard two high-pitched voices from behind her yell. Now I'm mad. Lisa, why? You had your chance, now you ruined everything. Hi, Plank Flanks! She winced and looked back to see who it was. She recognized the two, Diamond Tiara and Silver Sucks. She knew them from the cute Senora about a year back. Yeah, where you didn't do anything while Applebloom got bullied. All the adults just stood there and ate cake. Losers. Horrible authority figures. The other three looked annoyed until they saw the genuine look of pain in Starbloom's eyes from the comment. Scootaloo jumped up from her seat, fluttering her wings. Hey, that's not nice, she said to them, coming around the table protectively in front of Starbloom. You should be a lot nicer to our new friend. She fluttered her wings again in anger. Cutie Mark Crusaders was used to comments from Applebloom and Diamond Tiara and Silver Sucks. But they had no idea what happened with Starbloom. All they knew was that she looked hurt from the comment. Applebloom and Sweetie Belle both came out from behind the table as well, standing next to Scootaloo. Yeah, just leave her alone, Applebloom said to them, stomping her hoof a bit. Sweetie Belle kept quiet, but just looked mad. As much as she could, anyways, narrowing her eyes. Starbloom got up and moved around in front of the three and beat Silver Sucks up. They were curious about her actions, but stayed behind her in a show of support. She had calmed herself enough to do what she felt she had to do. She looked both of the girls quietly for a moment, turning so that they could see her flank, showing the gray patch of fur. Yeah, she's not a blank flank. She is a gray fur. Cutie mark, duh. Her head lowered for a moment before looking at Applebloom, Sweetie Belle, and Scootaloo, smiling at them. I would like to join. Yes, but you have a cutie mark, see? It's your first mistake, Lisa. Actually, your second mistake. I'll tell you later. I'll explain everything, but this is your second mistake, she said softly. She then looks back at Diamond Tiara and Silverspoon, shaking her head, frowning. Yes, my flank may be blank. It's not, but it won't be forever, like all ponies. I'll get a cutie mark someday. When I get my cutie mark, I won't let it define who I am nor how I treat other ponies, even ones without cutie marks. And that's how you deal with bullies. And Silver Suck, because she's not a bully, she's just a succubus. What? After she said her piece, she headed back into the schoolhouse with the other members of the Cutie Mark Crusaders following after her, leaving the two bullies looking confused and surprised. Dang it, Diamond Tiara has one line so far. It's not enough. There needs to be more. Wow. Okay. What was that about? Sorry about that. Okay. Where was I? After getting back inside the school, she headed to her desk and took a seat, resting her forelegs on the top and rested her head in them. The episode with the bullies had left her feeling drained, and she didn't know why. But she didn't have time to think about it when the other three came in. All three looked at her concerned, and Sweetie Belle spoke up first. Are you okay, Starbloom? Oh my god. Now I'm curious to know if Audacity recorded what I just said. I don't even know when it froze. Oh my god, that sucks. I don't even know. Whatever. But she didn't have time to think about it when the other three came in. All three looked at her concerned, and Sweetie Belle spoke up first. "You okay, Starbloom?" To which Starbloom nods at her before Scootaloo spoke up. "Don't let those two get to you. They're always like that." "Ouch!" Applebloom nudges Scootaloo hard. "That ain't helping," she said softly before looking at Starbloom. "Don't worry about them too much. Besides, that speech you gave them left them speechless." "Yeah, and it made Silver Spoon die." So it was pretty cool. Starbloom looks up at them and smiles. "Thank you, Applebloom, Sweetie Belle, Scootaloo. It means a lot to hear you say that." She smiled at Scootaloo. "Even what you said helped. I'll try not to let it bother me too much." She would have to try to not be so sensitive about not having a cutie mark. This was a new life, and she would have a new one again someday. She just had to find out what she was good at, besides magic. A sudden realization hit her, and her eyes went wide. The other members of the Cutie Mark Crusaders looked at her worried for a moment. "Are you all right?" Applebloom asked, noticing the look of panic in Starbloom's eyes. Starbloom tried to calm herself back, nodded, and she nodded slowly, closing her eyes. Yeah, I'm okay." She was glad to hear the ring bell. Bell ring, and the girls going back to their seats without asking anything else. The rest of the class coming in from lunch along with Miss Cheerily, who after getting the class settled went on the rest of the day's lessons. Starbloom wasn't able to concentrate, though, as her mind raced with the new thought in her mind. What if I don't have any other special talents? You could beat Silver Spoon up. It'd make me very happy. Just hit her in the face with a piece of bread loaf, pickles. What if magic was it for me? She fought back the emotion swelling up in her, so to not disrupt the class, and tried to keep her mind focused on the lessons of the day. She almost slipped when Shirley asked a question she shouldn't have known the answer to, but managed to catch herself and give the wrong answer for raising her hoof. It shot a good laugh out of the class until Cheerily got them to settle down. "Hey, she's an idiot, don't laugh at her." Though Sweetie Belle who was nearest to Starbloom, then Applebloom School had noticed she looked distracted since lunch. After class, Cheerily dismissed them, too, and Starbloom got up out of her desk and put on her saddlebags, the other members of the Cutie Mark Crusaders following after her. Hey, Starbloom, want us to walk home with you?" Sweetie Belle asked when they had caught up with her. "Hmm? Oh, no, that's okay. It's across town, and I don't want you to be getting late home." "Be late getting home. I can't talk, you stupid Fred 2266. I have no horn, but I can still kill you." "That's great," she said, smiling at them, who didn't look convinced. So she gives a small nod. "If you want, though, you can," she quickly added, smiling again. The three smiled back at her. Good, 'cause we was God damn it. Good, 'cause we were gonna follow you home anyways and stalk you," Scootaloo said before grunting when Applebloom nudged her. "Ouch! Cut it out!" Starbloom just giggled softly to two and smiles again. "I figured that." "Starbloom's used to stalkers, eh? Okay, that makes sense." She started to walk home with the three to the library. She knew the three would want to ask her questions, and she wasn't sure how to answer them. 42 should be your answer always. "Are you feeling all right?" Sweetie Belle asked her after a few moments of silence. "All through class you looked distracted." "I'm all right, Sweetie Belle. Just had a lot on my mind," she answered before adding, "Twilight will want to know how my day went. Not sure how to explain what happened with Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon is all." "You killed Silver Spoon and Diamond Tiara gave you a pickle. That's it." "I understand. That can be a tough thing to explain to a grown-up." Applebloom nodded at her before pausing. "Wait, how'd you know their names?" "Oh, shit!" she asked, not remembering any of them mentioning Diamond Tiara or Silver Spoon's name in the Starbloom. "She stalks them!" Starbloom almost froze as she quickly thought up a reason. She looked over at Applebloom. "I remember hearing it from attendance this morning," she quickly said, which was true, though not how she knew them. "Oh, you got a good memory, Starbloom." "It's just names," Applebloom said, and Starbloom smiled at her, nodding, glad they seemed to buy the excuse, with "buy" spelled wrong. That's okay. She hated to lie, but she didn't want to try to explain the truth to her new friends. The rest of the walk to the library was uneventful, the girls just making small talk and getting to know Starbloom better. Luckily, none of the questions got too personal or too much into her past. After getting home, she said goodbye to them and headed inside. Evening. We're on 19 minutes. This better not be two parts, I swear to God. "Sounds like an eventful day. But it also sounds like you handle yourself well," Twilight said with a smile as she took a sip of her tea. "If you want, I could speak to Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon's parents for you." Yeah, I like Filthy Rich, but Silver Spoon's an orphan, so you can't really do that. But I want to get back to this thought you said, and I must say it does raise an interesting question. Can someone who has lost their cutie mark get a new one? Twilight considered the idea quietly. No, that's okay. You don't need to speak to their parents, Starbloom said, taking a sip of her own tea, before looking back at Twilight, nodding at her slowly. I don't ever remember hearing about anyone losing a cutie mark before. Sorry, anyone loosing a cutie mark before, other than special cases with prisoners like myself. And from what I know about those cases, they never earned a new one. Twilight nodded her slowly as she thought about that, considering what to say carefully. True, but in those cases, the prisoners are confined to prison, so they don't have the ability to experience things to gain a new cutie mark either. So there is a really very real chance you will never earn a new one in time. And I'm sure, as a new member of the Cutie Mark Crusaders, you'll have plenty of different experiences to learn from. Just try not to get into too much trouble, she said, grinning softly at Starbloom. They spent the rest of the evening talking about school and how things went. Starbloom showed off her muzzle riding, much to Twilight's embarrassment of her own lack of progress. After dinner, Starbloom... Excuse me. After... Excuse me! Shut up! Larynx? After dinner, Starbloom did what homework she had from school that day before going to take a long, good, sexy shower and relaxing. The day had been stressful but also good. She made new friends, and despite everything that happened with Diamond Tiara and Silver Spoon, she had fun. She had fun killing Silver Spoon. As she got into bed, she hoped tomorrow would be better, or at least less stressful, and at least she could kill Silver Spoon tomorrow. Author's note, why? Just 'cause I can. This is the start of my new story involving Hornless Twilight, now named Starbloom. I'm really not sure how long this is going to be, or how quickly I'll have it updated. It will involve Starbloom, of course, with some parts of the Cutie Mark Crusaders, either together or by themselves, and also Diamond Tiara, because Diamond Tiara is the best. Hey, this is what Lisa Aaron Wolf said. I'm just quoting her. Twilight Sparkle will also be in the story. The other members of the main six may show up as well to kill Silver Spoon together. Also, I don't hope I didn't mess up Apple Bloom's accent too bad. I didn't really pay attention to that. If I did, I'm sorry to all the Apple Bloom fans. Yeah, why'd you mess up Apple Bloom's the voice, Lisa? I can't believe you. She's the best pony. She is one of my favorites as well. Just Stubborn isn't an easy one for me to work with. I also hope the name of the story isn't too cheesy. It is. I'm not good with story or chapter names. P. Tongue face. I laugh. That was a good chapter. I like this. I like that. And and this is not an insult. I like the first chapter of this story more than the entire story of Twilight Sleepless Nights. I laughed more than I should have, but, you know, I suck. So yeah. Well, I guess I'll read chapter 2 since, I'm kind of interested actually. Silver Spoon's died a lot, and I want to see her die some more. She's got 9 lives, that woman. That's nuts. Yeah, I just want to see her die again, so. Diamond TR is going to kill Silver Spoon in the next chapter. See you guys then.